Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for the Season 2 premiere of Jujutsu Kaisen, Episode 25, Hidden Inventory. Just real quick, so for this, we know that they're going to be covering Season 2 and they're going to do a flashback arc, the Hidden Inventory arc, and then we'll jump back to the future for the second part of the Jujutsu Kaisen arc. So what we're gonna do here in the channel, I'm gonna talk about this episode today. Then I'll come back talk about the arc, the first arc, Hidden Inventory as a whole, and then once again we'll talk about the first episode of the first arc once we're back in the main timeline with Jujutsu Kaisen, and then we'll cover the full arc once the season is done. I love this show. I love talking about it. There's just not enough time for me to do weekly videos for some of these things, but I'll put down some description, some links in the chat or in the description where you can follow weekly reviews and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So a little bit of spoilers for this episode, although I guess it's hard to spoil when we're jumping back into the past, but it's still a really, really good episode. In this episode, we leap back in time to a time when Satoru Gojo was a student at Jujutsu Kaisen. Episode 1 introduces viewers to some of the faces that we will be following this season, including some students at the time, Hiroi, Geto, and Ieri, joining Gojo, as well as we meet a new first grade sorcerer, Mei. So let's talk about Mei and Iroi. They have one kind of mission in this episode where they go to this old mansion. It's been haunted by a curse, and they're trying to figure out how to get rid of it. One of the things I love a lot about this show is that when horror things happen, it feels like a horror anime. Like it really doesn't. It of course still has a lot of the tropes that we love in our battle shonen. But this is definitely also a horror show, which is great. From the ambience of walking into an old mansion to the atmosphere that they kind of capture through the animation and the design and just even the lighting of the scenes and of course the music. Like everything feels to me like a horror property, which I really enjoy. And it uses some of the same tropes of like looking behind doors and stuff. Even though these are Jujutsu Kaisen's students and sorcerers that are trained for this, like there's still an element of surprise and fear. So that it's really fun. It's a really fun exploration of that. Also, really great introduction or reintroduction to these characters, so you can understand who they are. In a very smart way, right? Without instead of giving us some kind of recap episode or just throwing in some new people to see if we like them, they're doing this arc to give us a little bit of backstory. So that's great. It's always fun to see such popular characters, specifically in this instance, Gojo, what he was like as a student, and how much he has changed, how much he hasn't changed. He's still pretty cocky, like overall, and with very understandably so. And then the other fun aspect of this episode is seeing Gojo and Geto's relationship, because you can tell that, at least for now, they are the best of friends. Like, and of course, we know that all that stuff changes in the future, and we kind of know the incident. If you've watched the movie, there's a lot there. You should watch the movie as well. We have a review for it in the channel, but make sure to check out the Jujutsu Kaisen movie Zero. It's fantastic, and it goes to show how much care is being put into the adaptation of this property. Um, so I really appreciate all that. So this was a fantastic episode. Just the animation that we're getting is just on the next level. Like there's so much detail, so much fluidity to the fights and the movements. Like I said, even things like the lighting and the atmosphere, the sound effects that they use to convey all this like horror stuff, these curses and their primal screams and stuff like that, and even building out little things as the lore of like this haunted mansion, right? Just little details like that are very much like they do them so well, and it turned out so much fun. So highly recommend you pick up Jujutsu Kaisen. It's back on Crunchyroll on the weekly schedule. I believe they're gonna do 5 episodes, then they'll take a break, do some kind of recap, and then continue with the rest of the season So very exciting stuff. I never would have thought that I would be watching new Jujutsu Kaisen along with new Bleach on the same week. It is insane. But here we are. So we also have a review for the latest episode of Bleach on the channel. Make sure to go check that out. So as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this episode if you've seen it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the new opening, the new closing. One fun thing about new seasons of anime is that we get new opening and closing songs and animations. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.